Spitfire tells Rainbow Dash about her nickname by Mochastar. Alright team, let's head in and get some chow, Spitfire said loudly and proudly. She singled out Rainbow with her foreleg and waved her over. I have to talk with you about something. Come on, fly with me. Rainbow maintained a casual expression, hiding the screaming and internal doubts and fears that reared their head when she became anxious. Sure thing. You know, if you wanted stunt advice, you just could have asked, Rainbow said with false bravado. Spitfire flew toward the administration building and landed outside, pushing the door open with her left foreleg. Follow me, she commanded. Rainbow followed her leader to her office, and when Spitfire took her seat, Rainbow did as well. I see you're really fitting in with us on the team. You know how to do the stunts, you learn to control your contrail and change it from your namesake to the standard Wonderbolt smoke trail. I think it's time you learned how I got my nickname. Rainbow sat up and paid rapt attention, eyes forward, eyes on Spitfire's muzzle, and her tail curled around herself. I'm ready, ma'am. I won't tell any pony. Per confidentiality and secret clearance, you'd better not. She leaned back in her chair and slid her glasses over her eyes, swiveled around in her chair, then looked out the window at new recruits undergoing training. It was about 100 moons ago. I was a Wonderbolt cadet back then, believe it or not, but they couldn't get my nickname because I was who I am. Always a Spitfire, ready for the next adventure or taking chances with stunts that seemed to be too risky. That is, until the day before I got my nickname, Buttfire. Rainbow snickered for a split second before her eyes met Spitfire's, who was still sitting in her chair. Sorry, ma'am. I'd been given a peacekeeping mission to the Minotaur lands. It was early in summer and we were put in charge of making a great show for the festival called Groomdar. Pretty much means a good hot year. We thought it meant for the summer and time ahead, since hey, like the Minotaurs can't handle cold very well. We did our show, shook hands and hands with a couple dozen politicians, ate a small salad with Soren while showing off our pony diet. You know, keeping the standards as they see it. It wasn't until later in the evening, when the festival started. She took her sunglasses off with her forehooves and closed them. We were off duty, so we got out of our uniforms and stuck together, but went into the city to spend time with the locals. We were given 100 coins. She pointed to a wall. Still have one of them, as a reminder. Cool. Rainbow flew and hovered in front of it. So that's what this is all about, a coin? Spitfire sighed with her raspy voice as she leaned back into her chair. No, sit down, Rainbow. I'm just about to that part. So everything was going fine. Between the 5 of us, we got 20 coins and went to different market stalls for supper. Then met at a table we had to fight for. Did I ever tell you Minotaurs love to fight over almost everything? Rainbow nodded. I've met one, I believe it. Huh, alright then. Well, one left his food on the table and I grabbed it from Windy Gale before she could eat it. I made a big show and got all the eyes on me while I challenged Soren to an eating contest. Some of the bystanders warned me, but I was Spitfire. I didn't need to worry about anything. Kinda sounds like another mare I know. She looked pointedly at Rainbow. So, we dug in and ate like there was no tomorrow. I ate my plate. It was paper, so I did, in fact, eat it. Then I did the same for Sunny Skies, the first. I should have stopped. I knew it. I felt full, but they were chanting my name and encouraging me. So I grabbed the Minotaur's dish and lifted it. The Minotaurs became rowdy, you could say. A lot were encouraging me. Some were shaking their heads and miming pain. I ate the thing in 4 bites. By the time I got to the 3rd bite, my stomach was gurgling, my throat was burning, and my tongue felt like I'd just decided to try a hot cola's chewing gum. The last bite I stuffed more on instinct because I thought it would douse the fire that had started. She looked sternly at Rainbow. It didn't. I fell to the ground, groaning and moaning. Everything went fine for a few seconds. The team pushed the Minotaurs back to give me air. And that's when it happened. Ah, poor Soren. She pressed her right forehoof between her eyes. He was behind me. I was naked, and the spices were from an enchanted bush or tree or something. I farted. Rainbow snarked through Spitfire's glare. Then again, and again. They started lasting longer and longer. The poor stone stood over me to give me some dignity when the spices really started to do their trick. You see, Dash, minotaurs like to blow steam and smoke from their noses when challenging each other or just being intimidating. They usually can divide the spice into one of their 3 stomachs and release the spice at will to give them that effect. Ponies have 1 stomach, Dash. It all went through, and I, she blushed and looked away, started blowing fire like a sneezing dragon. I heard they still tell the story, and that they adapted it into a fold storybook, The Mare with a Flare. I get royalties, so that's a bonus. She looked at Rainbow and cracked a smile. That's why I have my nickname, and only the bravest will bring it up because... She opened her top desk drawer and pulled out a thick pouch. I have the spice here, and can mix it into any meal I choose. Then I may just take a nap in that pony's bed. Do you know how long it takes to get the smell of this spice out of fabric? It doesn't. And if you think about telling the story, you might just find some in your chow. Then you know what? What's that, ma'am? The last mare that did it was stuck in a full body hoof and wing cast, drinking through a straw. That's why you don't mess with Spitfire. Okay, Dash? Yes, ma'am. Good. Dismissed. Crash.